All right, three, two, one. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Christmas, Ronnie or Ronald, and um, I was recently working at a warehouse job, but I'm kind of like on call, and I'm not sure if I have to go back to sign holding or find an entirely brand new job. But anyways, I've been playing my PUBG game, and recently I did really well if I just use my finger to hit the screen, because as you can see, my setup is actually fucked up with the whole Gamesir X2 thing. But with PUBG, I'm using this Gamesir X2 controller and the Gamesir X2 mapping thing right here. I'm just gonna exit out really quick before I even do anything with it. Um, it just took a shit, but before it took a shit, I'll tell you. In my last game, I did pretty good considering this little speck that I'm hitting here on the left-hand side of the screen, the top of the graph. I'm climbing up through Platinum 2. I'm also going to continue climbing up through Platinum 1, and I'm going through slight tinkering settings on my sensitivity settings, but I'm actually just doing the climb back to Diamond. Like I made a video before saying my crawl back to Diamond gameplay. Well, here's a follow-up about that, but with a little bit of a video with me. But anyways, like my basic info, I've been putting in games, 660 matches played compared to like the 400 or 500 from a long time ago. And then my last game, I got 5 kills. Again, I was doing good, and I felt confident enough to begin, continue recording again. And I was doing so good before that I recorded and I got 11 kills, which, like I said in my previous video, I'm setting the bar for myself. But every now and then, your Gamester X2 is going to take a shit on you. And again, I'm using a OnePlus Nord N10 5G phone. I'm using Metro PCS, but fortunately, I'm at a place where I can use Wi-Fi right now, so I'm taking advantage of that to get better, get good at this particular game with this particular setup. So, without further ado, I literally just want to jump into the remapping just in case you guys end up getting screwed over yourself. So, my goal, I'm hoping that this really does not fuck up the video. So, hopefully, just bear with me. I'm going to try this out. And hopefully this doesn't mess up the entire frame of the video. It just goes back to this like setting. But I'm going to go ahead and slide up to hit my main menu, right? And then I want to hit a previous screenshot from from what I had, and this is exactly what I had before. But with what you can see right here, it's actually skewed and overlapped with what the current setting is right now. So I'm just going to exit out of this really quick, go back to home, jump into the Gamester X2 app again to hit PUBG so I don't lose the initial setting, right? Right, I want that little the red Gamester X2 thing up here so that way I can get rid of all of this stuff. And I have to do that in training, but I just looked at what I want, but I can't exactly see what I want because what I want to do without changing your sensitivity settings and without changing the transparency settings or anything that you have on the settings right here, the customized button right here, right? All of this you do not want to change at all. But what you want to do is you want to be able to get your buttons, all of these things right here, you want to be able to get your buttons to be able to overlap or be exactly where they were. So I took a moment before I restarted my phone because I tried to do that after not restarting my phone, and this really happened after just trying to charge my phone because my particular phone does not allow the pass-through charging. If I could just keep my phone plugged in, then I wouldn't have to worry about maybe having to reset the Gamester X2 mapping for PUBG Mobile. So look, again, I don't want to make this a long drawn out video. I want to get right to it because I want to smoke some weed. And I literally smoke weed every time I play before I play. So without changing the third person perspective or the first person perspective mode or anything like that, I keep them exactly the same, and you want to try and do that. Here's my tip, my tips, but um, I want to get into training mode so I don't have to change any of my settings, any of my sensitivity settings, right? Here's my sensitivity settings for the Gamester X2. Take a moment. If you're using this Gamester X2 and you have a pretty decent phone, for an Android phone and you have the same recharge problem that I have to do versus playing on a console or playing on a laptop or a gaming PC or something like that. Here's my best updated settings with what I can share for the remapping just in case your particular setup with your phone and the Gamesir X2 controller takes a fart or takes a shit, basically like what mine did. So go into training without changing any other settings, right? So hit the map thing up in the upper right hand corner, go to training grounds, and you're gonna have to go ahead and again, you want to try and end your session and start your session essentially the same way by when you have to turn your blue button into the green button, turn it back blue when you're done, and then take it off. You got to close everything and then take it off, right? And then make sure you go back into your system settings to make sure the OTG overlay thing is actually on or switched on or off, right? On for when you're playing, off for when you're not playing anymore. That way, no issues, things in the GameSir X2 app mapping in the app remembers its setting, but sometimes after a long session like what I've been doing recently, after I play anywhere between 100% to 70, and I try not to pass below 60. And I did that recently after really getting into a dialed-in game because obviously recently I got 11 kills. So, but after that, sometimes, in order to progress, you're gonna have to go back into this little training mode and then try and get back into oh shit. Try and get back into your remapping. So in order to do that, like I just want to grab a bunch of stuff that you would normally want to get during the game. And I want to get normally a sniper rifle that I like. So I'm gonna go with the Mini 14, an SKS if you're a 7.62 person, and just any automatic rifle, to be honest, or a submachine gun. But I'm just gonna go with an automatic because I think it's better to have it deals more damage than subs. Faster fire rate with the sub, but more damage with the automatic rifle, and it's just a little bit more broken, I guess. But I still don't use aim assist. I prefer to take it off. I'll go with the M416. That's pretty basic, a little harder to find, but still basic. I'm gonna go ahead and grab everything that's on the table here, but just I just want the apples now. I only need like 2 sets of meds, and then just grab a shit ton of apples. Fuck. Maybe like 6 apples so you can practice your throw because you're gonna need to be able to do that with your L2. Oh shit. I don't need so many meds. I just need the apples. 4 apples. Bear with me. I'll go with 5 apples, right? I'll grab some more if I need to. Shit. So, and then scopes. I mean, just to show that I have good aim, I guess, with these things, I'll go ahead and I want the red dot. Fuck a hollow. I'll go all the way down. There's my red dot, and then I'm just gonna go over here, and then the first thing that I want to do is I want to So again, like on my screen, if you can see faintly all the particular settings and the customized thing. Watch right here, the customized button settings. This right here, you don't want to change none of this again. So just get out of that. What I want to do is without having to go back to look at that initial screenshot, if you want, go back in the video, press pause, and that is what I want to emulate. But I try to remember it. So here's what I'm going to do. Again, as quickly as possible because I want to smoke weed, right? Watch. But I still smoke weed while I fucking kick ass and take names. So I have the screen recorded thing in the turquoise blue button in the upper left hand corner. The counter's counting, but I want to hit this light red button, which is the Gamesir X2 map. Someone recently commented, so this should actually help you without having to look at that hour-long video that actually is ranking a lot of views already. But again, without getting too dried out, let's go ahead. I want to clear everything and just manually do it. I think there's a reset thing, but I just want to manually get rid of everything myself. You don't have to wait or do the reset thing. Just grab everything. I don't even know what this red arrow thing is. Like, why is it like that? Separate press and bounce. I see. The button will become two. Press this button to simulate a semi-auto action, and after releasing the button, it will perform a semi-auto action. Again, these two times correspond to the up and down buttons of the keys respectively. I normally just want normal on an arrow because you don't have things like this unless you're actually using it like on a better like controller like a I actually bought a scuff controller for my PlayStation 4 that emulates the Xbox 360 controller. That's the game controller I like the feel, but it's for the PlayStation 4 and it's part of my console setup. So I'll use that when I make console videos again. But this is what I'm using in the time being. So again, without making a long drawn out process, clear everything. Use the little trash can button to press delete on everything that you can see on the screen. And you want to basically create the buttons that you want on your own. Now, I have my X button as on the controller itself. When you look at it, it says the top button is X, the bottom button is B, and the right button is A, and the Y button is X. Now, technically, my Xbox 360 controller should be X on the left-hand side and Y on top. So there's a switch already that already is, I think, already set that makes the X button my normal feel for the Xbox 360 and the Y button on top, like my enter and exit and all that shit. So, anyways, for just add button, just start adding buttons. And the first thing I guess is I'll just go ahead and put the look around stuff so that way you need to go back into the training mode so that way it doesn't like automatically kick you out. So with just these two things set, just go ahead and hit your adjust, save to accessory. I want to make this quick. And when you do this yourself, you should just go ahead and just like fly through it. Then you hit close. And now I can like, I'm looking around, but it's not exactly set the way I need it to be, right? It's kind of like fucked up. So I just, again, I don't want to adjust my sensitivity settings at all because when you've been playing a long time like I have, you don't want to adjust your sensitivity settings. What you want to do is you just want to adjust the Gamesir mapping stuff. So I just moved around a little bit so the game knows that I'm still there. It doesn't automatically kick me out. So I need to start adding buttons, right? So I'm going to use A, boom, and that's going to be my jump button. And remember, you're putting your stuff basically back to where it was before it took a shit. So that way you don't have to really do anything and your muscle memory doesn't change. That's what the name of the game, muscle memory and practice. Practice makes improvement. It doesn't make perfect because I keep dying. And I could have shared a video of me dying, but I didn't want that one. So, anyways, I just want to share this because this will occasionally happen, and it happened to me 2 or 3 times before, and I didn't make a video about it. So here it is. So start adding your buttons. Use my leans and stuff. This is my lean right, and I figured when I make my my inventory stuff, I saw I kind of wanted to group it together more. So I'll just add that right here. That's my S button and my Y button, which is my initial inventory, but the S button is for the enemy inventory. And in order to do that inventory for the S, you have to actually enter a game and do it manually in there. So I probably will also jump into a game just to go ahead and finish this particular setting. And I don't want it to make a long video out of it, so I'll just bear with me, okay? Um, I added those buttons. I'm just going to go ahead and save just to save them right now. Move in the game. Close. And you could also test your vehicles right here in Training Ground too. So I'm going to say close. Right. Um, at least in settings, customize, you'll be able to see right here faintly better without having all the stuff in the background where your stuff really needs to be. So hit the Gamesir X2 red button thing and resize that. And I'm thinking I was at like 5 and 2 or 3 or 4 and 2 on the right hand side. So I'll just go ahead and set it there, but I'll set it differently at a different time. And if you guys need questions about that, really, I'll just have to say it when I set that one up. But right here, I think is pretty damn good. Just gonna go a little bigger, right, just to overlap it. I think that's pretty good. You want to try and get this right. It really matters. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Add a button, R2. I didn't know where that goes right there. It goes right there. R2. For my fire buttons right there, right? Boom. Now, normally when I first started doing this, I used the actual in-game setting right here. I'll just go ahead and close this, press adjust, and save again, and show you. So my movement should be better, but my look. Hold on, before I close this out. Let me just close this with the upper right-hand button. Don't close it, close it. Upper left-hand button, I mean, I'm sorry. This was a little bit bigger right here, and this, temperature, hello. This was right here, and I didn't want to hit any of this stuff. Like when I notice the R button can hit the A, or the R button can hit this S, I don't want that there, right? And you don't want it, you can't put it on the left-hand side because the game reads differently. It's just right here. So that's how the games reads it when you're on the initial setting like I'm on. So hold on, let me do this quickly and jump in the game so I can move again. But I need to do this right here. Oh, you don't also want to hit your X button, I think is my open right there. So you don't want that in the way of any of that. So I'll just leave that like right here, like that size and right here, and that's it. And then I'll go ahead and add my X button for reload. X. You see how I press it's Y on the controller, but it's literally X because you have that actual setting to have it like that. And I also know my switch buttons and stuff are also right here. So my switch weapon buttons are left and right on the controller. Right. Just drag a button out, push the button that you want it to be on your controller. My L1 is my grenade, and then put it where it needs to be. Okay. Um, my R1 is over there by get in or something like that. My Y, I created that. It needs to be right here. So that's nice in the right spot. And before I lose my session, I'm gonna go ahead and save this now quickly, and then close using that little close button on the bottom left hand corner in this menu. Close. Now you can go ahead and exit out of this. Or again, don't mess with any of your settings in PUBG. So it's moving super fast like that because the right button, the one on where the lake is, or the moving target right here in the middle right, that button has a setting. This is what I'm talking about. It's on joystick mode. It needs to be on sliding mode. And when you scroll down in this particular menu right here, it's on 10 and 10. That's why it's moving so fucking fast. I was having a problem with this, but now I know because after a while you start seeing stuff. I was down on like 4 and 2, which I'm going to go to 4 and 2, and I'd have to look at previous screenshots to really see where the fuck I really was. But it really is like this. I was at 6 and 4 to remember like 64 mode, and I initially always put 64, but I went down to 2 notches, initially 3, and then I went down always less on the vertical up and down look. But instead of joystick mode, it now needs to be sliding mode. So hit OK, and then you need to save it after making that little switch. Adjust, save to accessory, and close. Now look at the difference. I'm moving normal. And now, because I haven't dialed down the graphic settings, I'm actually still putting stuff in place. I won't make the transparency of the Gamesir X2 buttons faint yet like the game so I can see. I'll just go ahead and keep them where they are, like 100%, so that way you can see. But now I'm moving normal. And here, I'll just go ahead and aim at shit. I have an 8x scope on this. Oh, my L2 button needs to be placed so I can aim down sight. All right, check this add button, L2. And that goes over here. It's right over the target symbol. Go ahead, press adjust and say save to accessory. That's also my cancel button. I just overlapped it with the target or aim down sight button. and then hit close after it's done. Boom. Now check this out. Also, you wanna try and get good with pistols. So I think that my down button, I got used to my up button being medic, so you don't want to switch it. Where my down and up button is gonna be, because I grabbed all these meds and apples earlier, right? Watch this. Um, I'm on a pistol, so I like the single fire ones, but I mean, if you can manage to grab like this the P18C or the Scorpion, those two things function just like the Uzis or anything like the submachine guns when you're wanting to do hip fire. Um, it'll be great because then you will have a already loaded weapon that you can just freaking unload weapons or unload your weapons on someone with the hip fire versus aiming down sight, just in case someone's really close combat. Like this is close combat in the bricks area right here, but if they're like where the table is, that's aim down sight mode. You want to have at least a red dot or a two times for something really close like that. But I grabbed the eight times because I mean I want to be able to be a sniper. You know, the six times also is really what you're gonna get. It's rare that you find the eight times unless you play enough to know where you can find scopes or eight times like in warehouses. But I mean, you have to know you play enough to know. But without getting off track so much, um, there's my L2 for my aim down sight. But for my my pistol, you want to get good at the pistol too. You really want to start. When you really want to try and get good at aiming in the game and figure out your own settings, you really want to get good with a pistol. So my pistol is I'll just look right here. It's right above the R2 button on the left hand side. It's faint as fuck because it's where the cloud is, right there on the left hand side. Now in the blue, right here. But I don't have a button. It should be down. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that right now. Add a button down on the D-pad. That's how I like it. So just if you want a quick setting for you, this is what I'm doing for my viewers. And up for my medic, right? My med kit, my use med stuff. I use the up on for use med because it's like that in the game initially, from what I remember on the console. So I'm just basically just trying to emulate what the heck I can do on the console as much as I can with using this controller. So there's my L1, my use med, my select grenade, right? Or use grenade or equip grenade is my L1. That's what I really wanted to use it for. And then when I play Grand Theft Auto 5, my controls, I shit you not, when I'm in first person mode are essentially the freaking same. And it's like how I like to play it from using Need for Speed. I like to remind people of that because if you guys used to play those games or at least play Grand Theft Auto 5 online, you want controls that you know how to use to really get around, and it's freaking really awesome that it's about the same in this game. So I'll do that later because you really need to make sure that your vehicle controls are in conjunction with your main play controls. But anyways, let's go ahead and end it there. Adjust and save. I have more buttons that I need to add, but we'll see. My S and Y I wanted to make level again, so just I'll pay attention to that. But close. But here's my down button for my select. If I press it, if you press your select button, not only can you equip it, but you can put it away, right? When you want to run faster. And notice that if you hold L1, this is my grenade because there's no grenades or anything in this, right? At least not that I know of. I don't know where they're at. But anyways, that's why I grabbed a lot of apples. Because if I use this, I hold the R2. That's how I can make sure that I can hit something. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed it again. Boom! Third time's a charm. Right, but close range. This right here is close range. Oh shit! Cancel. Oh, I could. I use my right thumb right here where I can. You see the select right here. I'm tapping that button right here that has all those different scopes that I grabbed, and it's right there next to the green button, or on the right. So I could just use my thumb and select something, right? And then also you want your look. So again, I'm not changing any of my actual settings in customize right here. No, I'm just trying to worry about getting my Gamesir X2 controls back. I'm just gonna hit that X to jump back in here, and my face thing is in the way, but I'll just put that up here for now, right? So my normal run, right? All of your advanced controls are the same in PUBG. If you play, you want to upload your sensitivity settings to the cloud as much as possible, and take your own screenshots of your sensitivity settings. Take your own screenshots of the GameStar X2 control mappings, just like how I would screenshot it right here. But I'm not. Just just imagine I took a screenshot. Boom. Then I have that so far, and I have that saved. Oh, here's my inventory button. Let me add that. I saw that's not there. Add button. Wait. Add button. Boom. G. Every time I press G, my backpack opens. Boom. And then use your finger for precision placement. Boom. Okay. Um, and then I experimented using up and X and up and or down and X to be my toggle switches, because every time I used left and X and right and X as my combo buttons, right here you can make combo buttons. I'm gonna go ahead and put my switch toggles. So I just pushed them together and made that button right here. So my up and X is typically the one I use for my sniper rifle and my automatic rifle, but the AR-16 is a good example. So I'll go ahead and switch that instead of the mini because it's only single semi-automatic. But I'm going to create another one right there and put down and X. When I press those two together, it should go ahead and switch the toggle for this. So let me go ahead and save that. I put those two buttons, and I'm going to go ahead and save again in this menu. I'm going to hit close. Okay, so here I am now, and I might, if I can, save it to the app. Hopefully, this would be much quicker. But I need something. I need the AR-15, right? There it is, right here. My mini selected, and I'm sorry, the M16A4. This one, just in case you do not have a sniper rifle, notice how instead of the 8 times, you can't get the 8 times on the M16A4. Oh, I'm pressing B button. I'm supposed to crouch. I'm not crouching, so let me put the B button, add button, B button. And my B button, I think, is right here. I might be wrong. I have to look at my actual customized button settings really quick. Right, you want every button that you're going to use in the game, right? So, settings, customize button settings right here at my B button. See how it's in the wrong spot. I mean it's in the right spot, but I want it dead center. And you go in this menu, you're gonna have to take your time, be nice and slow with this, and put it in the right spot because it matters. When you're playing the game, you want what is the least amount of reaction time and the least amount of ping as much as possible. So you press that button, you're supposed to crouch. You know what I'm saying? Move this. I want this right on the pistol. I might increase my pistol size thing, but I'll just leave that right there. You know what? I'll probably move my pistol things and increase the size. That way nothing is all nice and spaced out, right? No, I can add one more button for the first person perspective mode. Like that's how I get in the driving mode, right? My L1 and R1 is right there above where my camera is at. So hold on. That way all this stuff, like my settings button is over the names. The video camera button, all on its own, can be right there and not bothered. And the L2 button, when I'm pressing aim down sight, can be pressed right there and nothing's touching it, right? So let me go ahead and go through the Gamesir mapping menu again. Hit adjust when you set all those buttons and save. And because that's basically my essential layout, I need R1, right? My R1, I think is this layout add button right here, R1 right here, R1 delete. What the hell? R1. I don't know why it's not setting. I need to go back into mode, right? So I'm gonna just go ahead and edit and select it personally. Uh-oh, something's happening. I'm gonna say save, adjust, save to accessory, and close, and exit out of that, exit out of this. So I don't know why I wasn't able to set that R1 button. It should be right there. Essentially, it's like, hold on. This might be part one of a video because I don't know why that's not setting right. Okay, edit, edit. Okay, R1. Now it's set. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust and save to accessory. I'm gonna leave that right there. It needs to overlap your vehicle thing or something. I'm not sure. Like the vehicle. That's how I do it. It's on the vehicle thing. Close and the vehicle setting. Customize buttons and on the remember the tab character and vehicle on the upper left hand corner. Mind the transparency of the buttons. Just go in the customize thing in here. It's supposed to be about the same as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and move that right there to be in the center of my control right there. R2, the B button where the horn is great. Here's where I put the R1 better. Right here. That way I can use my R1 button to quickly grab stuff when I'm going through buildings and whatnot, right? And my Y button and my S button is supposed to be the menus. And what I really wanted to do with the R button over here is keep this over here to the side as much as possible so that way I can look around and also keep the left toggle thing over here to the left as much as possible so that way when the menus are open on the right hand side I can still look around and I could still select something really quick and pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Keep the buttons big enough so every time I press the button on the controller, the Gamesir X2 mapping button presses it on the screen, and that's what I wanted to do mid game. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that. And I'm gonna say adjust and save. The R1 needs to be on the speed boost right there, and the change seat needs to be above or on X as well. Oh, so I go ahead and click close. I might just go ahead and do that because when I'm in the middle of a game, you might want your change seat thing right there. Past that, that's all good. My brake is in the right spot, right? Boom, perfect. So everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and press save and and exit out of that. And right here with the AR, the M16A4, when I press up and X, so that's sort of problem sometimes. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes when I press the up and X, not only will it switch the toggle for me, but it will also start using med when I don't want it to. So just in case that happens, that's why I put my use med thing right there, or the Y button, to hit cancel with my thumb, just in case my R1 don't work. Or I could just quickly press R1 and cancel. That's why that's also there. It's kind of overlapping, having a dual purpose, right? So, but just in case, you use the M16A4 because it's great for accuracy, and you could use at least a 6x scope, right? You don't got the 8x, but you use the 16. I'm talking the 6x scope, and check that out. I'm hitting stuff way down far. And that's what I'm saying. You don't want to change your settings and customize thing. You don't want to change your sensitivity settings. When your game Sir X2 mapping thing takes a shit, you want to just change this stuff and put everything back to where it really needs to be. My S button is, I think, in the wrong spot, and I kind of want to move this thing right up here. Like I said, I wanted it to basically be my Y button and the S button to be essentially in the same spot. I want to group things together like that. Notice my R2 and L2. my lean, my L3, R3, shit like that. My weapons and stuff down on the bottom, and I know exactly what I have. I might shrink them, but I also want the buttons big enough so that way I can make use of the toggle buttons without having to use my thumbs. What you want, basically why people play claw, is so that way they don't have to use, they have more faster reaction time. And that's what all these button placements are for. So that way you have a faster reaction in the middle of a game. That's why people are liking me. That's why people are giving me like chicken dinners and stuff and whatnot. And that's why I'm getting a bunch of likes and stuff in the game itself. I'm not going after the well liked thing. I have the Weapon Master title now, but anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and save that, and I'm gonna go ahead and close. And then I think in order to make use of this button right there, when I move the S button, close, I'm gonna have to put in, at least in the settings, my customized button settings, that right here should be about in the same spot. You see what I'm saying? This right here is all you need to move. That way, if you do make any changes, they're at least subtle. You know what I'm saying? I'll take screenshots later, but won't do it just so that way I won't overwork my CPU and my phone's hot. So I'll go ahead and hit first person, copy classic, yes. So that way when I hit first person mode, if I'm stuck in that mode, like I like to play both ways. I like first person perspective, but most people use third person perspective just because of the camera and the hip fire. But S button is in this right spot. I hit save. Now I can exit. I exit out of that. And then one last thing is, because I didn't have an actual presetting like this, and hopefully this actually can save this way, I'm just gonna go ahead and try and do one more thing. My config, I have a PUBG 8, but if I tried using it, it would be all out of whack. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump that in the middle of my recording. Yeah, and then I'm also gonna go ahead and this is a local config. Adjust, advanced. I'm gonna go ahead and change the transparency down to like 20%, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. I had it actually down at 10. 15. Let's go 15. I'll hit adjust, and right here the save as right here. I'll just say PUBG 1 since I had it. PUBG 4:14 22. That's my recent setting. Done. Because that's the date today. Okay. Save successfully. Now I have a layout, because my last one was me, or PUBG 8, but now I have this particular layout saved. So just in case my Gamesir takes a shit again, within reason, hopefully I could just go right here and use this one, and it'll just be exactly what I want it to be. So look, it says used and nothing changed. Great, that's exactly what I want, and I'm glad I caught that mid video. So I'm gonna close that, close it again. I'm gonna go ahead and, before I do it, say save to accessory. The accessory is a controller, and also it's also the controller in conjunction with the Gamesir app, because that's how you got the mapping button. But now I have just about every particular setting that I want, and I adjusted the transparency settings so they already went away, right? I have a pistol with the red dot. Close range combat. Good. I got my secondary for full auto, and this is what I mean by hip fire. See, if you try to change your sensitivity settings in the middle of in the middle of this particular setting, you would probably fuck up on that, and that is something you don't want to do. So I think I learned how to hip fire by looking at my death replays from other enemies playing, and I noticed that there's less lag when people use the hip fire. So like I like to play aim down sight, you know. When it comes down to first person mode in a realistic situation, I'm like this, already leaning over, like in cover, but they still get me. Why? Because they just straight up use they don't even aim down sight. They don't do that. But when you do, apparently there is a little bit of lag when you do this. So even if you're in a red dot mode and you got like sometimes there's a little bit of lag and their hip fire shit with the aim assist. That is how they fucking get you. I don't use aim assist. It's in advanced controls, and I slide down, and right here, just below my freaking video camera, aim assist. It says enable or disable. Mine is highlighted disable. I tried it out. It was cool for a little bit, and then I started paying attention to how people did it. But I do better without the aim assist on. That's how good I am with my aim, especially how honed I did it with this controller. That's why I'm crawling up to diamond, right? But again, without making this a drawn out video, that is basically the end of the remapping. That's it. That's what you want. Everything in play. Again, your main PUBG settings are saved. Your sensitivity settings are untouched, right? And basically, you didn't really mess around with any of your customized button settings in vehicle mode or the main menu mode or main mode. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and close or save right there. And I'm done with this session. But without, I'll just go ahead and finish with one game. Lobby. Okay. And it's fine because I mean I didn't want it to make a big video, but here's my gameplay right now. And just before I jump in, here's my little stats, right? My career, my main KD 2.10. It was at 2.08, but I've gotten really good with my sensitivity settings, so my aim's getting better, my kills are going up. My last couple of games, 0 kills, 5 kills. Why 0 kills? My thing took a shit. And then I just went straight into edit mode right here. That's what this video is about. 5 kills, 2 kills. I was getting good, right? I didn't have to adjust my sensitivity settings. 3 kills, 4 kills. I just want to, right now I don't want to edit anything anymore. I'll do that on my own time later. Right now I want to just jump into a game. I'm back on Miramar. That's good. I like Miramar because of the amount of vehicles that you can get, just in case you're worried about getting around on a large map. Miramar has all the vehicles. Erangel just does not. And you have to play a lot longer to really like memorize where vehicles are and or where they are more likely to spawn. I just fucking skip all that shit. So look, here's my little graph while I'm like scaling up. Yeah, I'm scaling up. I'm growing a diamond right there. It says diamond 5. I may not jump there, because I'm still tinkering with my settings just a little bit, but I'm doing really damn good. Right? 660 matches, and then I'm able to share a video that hopefully is of value and of use to other people that are using the Gamesir X2. And again, I'm using the 2021 non-Bluetooth version. I got it on Amazon for $60, and it's really, really worth the money. I think with my phone, the OnePlus Nord N10 5G, it's a good phone, better than a little $100 phone. But there's other phones that are better than my phone out there that can make use of this and probably do even better. I did a Conqueror level 11 kill gameplay earlier, and I'm just only imagining that if I had a better phone like a Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 or 3, or a Samsung Galaxy like S21 Ultra or some shit like that. Those kinds of phones would make the most use out of a controller like this. I'm just saying, I'm on Wi-Fi. I feel like playing without Bluetooth headphones. It's a little bit better because Bluetooth can interfere with the internet connectivity, even on Wi-Fi, Spectrum Wi-Fi even. But it messes with the phone call. Like Bluetooth headphones using a phone call really fucks. Don't make me bonds. But yeah, I just. Oh, shit. Yeah. So I was just gonna go ahead and mute it so that way I don't have anyone messing with my video. But yeah. Quickly, let me just go ahead and share this as well. If you want to go ahead and have a weapon in your loadout thing like this, you'd have to have a legendary skin, a purple one. And if you wanted a weapon master above your name, like this, so other people can see, like mine says weapon master, but his does not, uh, you'd have to get those 6 kills. There's plenty of videos on it, and you have to memorize the 6, but it's really easy. You'll probably end up doing it with bots, but I forgot this thing is really loud. I'm gonna keep the video up here. Yep, right above the names, and let that be. And when it gets to like, I really don't even want to talk because I normally don't talk. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play the video full on screen, and if I need to say something, I will, but I probably won't. I want to pay attention to the game to make a good gameplay. So here I go. Right, so my Gamesir X2 took a shit, but I just fixed it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty damn good. So good, I got. All right, and you want to try and use your sniper rifle in the left hand slot, and your hip fire gun in your right hand slot, and if you can get a third weapon like I like to have it. Why is my sensitivity so slow? I think this right here. Edit. Maybe it wasn't on 4 and 2. I'll go ahead and put it in 5 and 3. Okay, we'll leave it there. Usually it was back on 6 and 4, but I'm gonna go. I slowed down to speed up, but right here, I'm gonna say okay. Save to accessory because I'm getting shot up. Hopefully my team kills him. I need to close. Yeah, he saved me. Close. It was just likely. Fucking finished me. Our player would have finished me. Get the fuck out of here. There's a suppressor in there. I'm going to use that for a submachine gun. I don't want the AK-47. R1 quick grab so you don't have to use your thumb on the screen. Nice suppressor for sniper as well. So extended mag for when I get that was a bot. He got killed by a bot. Or knocked by a bot, not killed. I saved him. That's so interesting. So I'm gonna go back to 6 and 4 because I'm still moving slow compared to what I remember. So I'm gonna go back to default 6 and 4 on the right thumbstick thing right here. This is great. Okay. Maybe also increase the size just a little bit. Keep it there and adjust this right here to 6 and 5, 6 and 4. My bad. Okay. Usually I like to put 6 and 4. So adjust, save to accessory. Remember that every time. And then I won't go any higher until I'm more comfortable. So wait until that thing goes away. Close. Temperature of the phone is too high. The screen brightness will be reduced. That's fine and dandy. Good. Yeah, I got rid of the wrong weapon. Okay, I got a sniper rifle with the suppressor on it. We need to get out of here. Oh shit. I thought I had a Uzi. Oh, okay. Oh, we need to get a car and get the hell out of here. Yeah, 6 and 4 is pretty freaking fast. So what I wanted to do was be able to look around fast, which I might go back to 5. It's pretty fast. Okay, yeah, no, that's actually normal. That dude did the right thing, got a car. But we need to get a car and also get the hell out of here. So that's a crater. If you want to move around faster, use a grenade. Sucks that there's no vehicles. I mean, I landed in a spot that wasn't next to a road. Usually it's easy to find a vehicle if you're by a road. I think I'm going the wrong way too, but fuck. Yeah. Ah, damn. All right. I need a road. I need to get the hell out of here. So I'm gonna just continue going this way. I'll tell them to go to the safe zone, and then oh, that's enemy fire. They might have a scope for me. I'm about to third party them. It's a shame to kill a bot, but they have shit. They have shit that you need. That was a free scope. Alright, that's way too much firepower for me to be trying something. I have an okay scope, but not a really good one. I'm looking for a car, because I want to get my team. I know I'm going the wrong way, but I'm really looking for a car. My auto sprint is when I press and hold up on the left toggle. So I gotta make sure I press and hold up, and then it just does it for me. Alright, there's my car, so now I can go get my team. I'm gonna go to San Martin again, and then I'll just pick up everyone on the way.
Wow, that was intense, but that was a good video. I'm gonna go ahead and continue because my heart is pumping. Oh shit, man, that was really good. So, yeah, there's a good gameplay. I only had 2 kills that time, but it's only because probably that's a very long video and it's taking up a lot of information. That recording with the video will take up a little bit more information, making the game have a little bit more ping. However, I think my sensitivity setting was a little bit too fast for me in that particular regard, in the sense that my right toggle sensitivity was like 6 and 3 versus like 5 and 3, which is probably where I should have left it. Which I guess I didn't take it too far, but again, I winged it because I didn't look at my previous screenshot of that. I'd have to scroll through and find it. I didn't want to tax my phone CPU, so and then again, this drained the fuck out of my battery. This one video. I'm sorry for making it a long video, but that was one gameplay with right after my Gamesir X2 settings were set. So I don't like to play after or below 70%. So I hit my mark already, and usually I also do not like to play when my phone is above 44 degrees Celsius. Usually I don't like it to be over 40 at all. If it's between 35 and 40, that's okay. But 44 is pretty high. So this, you can imagine, would affect the game in the sense that it probably produced a little bit of lag, even though I am on Wi-Fi. So there's my gameplay. I did pretty good getting the team together using the vehicle, and this is literally right after my Gamesir mapping thing just decided to take a shit. So again, you want to do the thing that I made a mistake on is you don't want to keep your phone on and try and get back in get the controller back in if you want to fast recharge your phone. Like if I wanted my phone to fast charge to 100%, I'd have to take this controller off and put the phone charging cable that came with the phone in the phone itself because that cable has the fast charge thing that makes it go super fast. So um, I thought that was really good. I thought that was great. But anyways, again, what I was getting at is when before turning your green light into a blue, you want to close everything out. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and do that with the Gamesir thing, and then close the video right after. So um, yeah, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that, and hopefully it doesn't distort the video at all. Let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and close the video of the recording. It's not the video's not there, but I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of the game because no settings need to be changed anymore. But I'm gonna go on this thing one more time. I'm gonna hit adjust and save to accessory just to keep a fresh save on it, right? I'm gonna go ahead and after that config save goes away, I'm gonna hit close. Boom. And now I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of the game. That's fine. And exit out of this too. You need to press the back button. That's fine. And when you get here, try and go ahead and close this, close the game itself, close my gallery. I'm not going to close that. I'm not going to close that. But in settings, since I did close the Gamesir X2 and PUBG Mobile, in system, your toggle switch, how I was playing needs to be on. Now that I'm not playing, turn it off. And go ahead and close that as well. And then for the video, I'm going to end that right here. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys got some good advice out of that for my most updated settings, and I hope that you use the sensitivity settings and the Gamesir X2 mapping settings format that I have laid out and figure it out for yourself so that way you can get a streamlined experience for yourself as if you were on a console. And you have to tinker with the settings in both the Gamesir X2 mapping thing and the sensitivity settings, really get acquainted with that, and that requires you to play a lot, I guess. So if you are playing PUBG Mobile and you want to get good gameplay like what I'm getting recently and able to record and share, you want to try and go for the Gamesir X2 controller if you want faster reaction times and just to be able to do everything faster in the game versus just using your thumbs for everything on screen. I have nothing against the call player. I just think that's too difficult. And if we designed controllers to do things faster in a game like a fast-paced first-person shooter like PUBG, then that's what you want. So with that, without further ado, I want to say thank you so much for watching and sticking around. Give this video a thumbs up so other people can find it. And I guess I'll see you in future videos. Until then, Merry Christmas and have a nice day.